Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, just arriving there.
Guess who just walked in?
Hey, glad you could show up.
Hey.
Coming at you live for our May the 4th Be With You show.
Yeah, right, whatever.
Show number 279. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. From the John Young Racing for First Responders, Dave Kimmer's studio. Tonight on the show, we're going to be speaking with Scott Schultz, get a little preview of the Toledo and Flat Rock seasons. Gerry Keysor should be joining us as well. We'll talk some Limaland.
Where is he?
I'm not sure. I thought I was going to be all alone here. I started the show. I'm like, nobody's here.
Must be a late for work day.
Yeah. So we got that, and I got some cryptic message about some breaking news coming up later on in the show.
Really?
That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yes. So without further ado, how about we get things going here? We got to mention Big D's Pizza in Clyde. Give them a call right now, 419-547-1444. Order online at Order Big D's Pizza. I forgot to hit record. I was so messed up on our audio here, but that's okay.
No.
It's all good. Check out the new chicken cordon bleu sandwich with ranch or honey mustard, only $6.99, or the Parmesan meal, chicken Parmesan meal with chicken Parmesan with spaghetti, salad, and dressing, and a breadstick, all for just $9.75. They also have, I believe it's their first barbecue of the season going on.
Ooh. Stop it, Scott. I didn't have dinner yet.
Yeah, and they have, I have it
You
right
could
here.
have waited and talked
Look,
about...
there it is. Brisket, pulled pork, ribs, chicken, pork tater.
My.
And I wasn't sure about this last one. And I think that's loaded mac and cheese.
I'll bet it is.
Is that something you make on a barbecue?
Could be.
Or does that just go with the barbecue stuff?
I'll bet it's loaded mac and cheese.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I'll bet if you turn the comments on, somebody will tell us.
They're on.
Oh,
We'll see if Dean pops in. If you order stuff now, you might have it in time for before the features. If you happen to be watching the action at Atomic Speedway tonight, the All Stars
Dirt Vision or Flow?
I believe it's Flow.
Okay.
They have the All Star Circuit of Champions and the Lucas Oil Late Model Series both in action. So cool stuff. Yeah. See there. Thanks, John. Forgot about that. DCR Graphics, they're locally owned and operated. They do full wraps starting at just $350. If you haven't got your car wrapped yet, and I know a lot of times there's cars that show up opening night with just taped on numbers. It's probably not too late to give them a call.
I did that a couple of years ago in Roman numerals.
Yes, I remember that. Give them a call right now. DCR Graphics, 419-308-9523. They specialize in banners, stickers, die casts, like the little car right up there.
Yeah,
they can make little replicas of your car, late models. And
the 35 got 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, you're right. I forgot to turn it around this time. But if you're looking at your phone, it looks like a little tiny thing. It's probably pretty hard to see. So there's that. DCR Graphics. You also can order your official Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers from DCR. Just $5. He'll mail it out to you. So, again, DCR Graphics is 419-308-9523, or check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And freeze frame photos for all your racing photo needs. Charlie's back at Oakshade Raceway on a weekly basis. Makes it out to other tracks as well. Working on all kinds of custom gift items where they can put any freeze frame photo on there. That's pretty cool. Probably make shirts, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
If not, I'm sure they probably could. If they're not offering it now, they will in the future.
They will.
Yes. And Kids Night is going to be returning to Oakshade this summer. First 50 kids getting a first 50 kids in through the main gate get a ticket that they can redeem for a free 4x6 photo.
And I think they've got almost all of their nights sponsored already.
Yeah, it's almost booked up. So
the last I checked, there was one slot left.
Is that it? I thought I saw 3 last time I saw. So you must have saw something newer. But if you want to sponsor one of those kids' nights, help them out. $50, I believe, for a night, and
right.
You'll be the official sponsor that night
for 50 kids getting getting photos. That's a good deal.
It is pretty, and they can redeem that ticket for the free 4x6 photo anytime during the night that the freeze frame booth is open. Sometimes they don't have enough staff there, so it's only open before racing and intermission and after the races.
Right.
So hang on to those. But after that night, though, it's probably no good. Sorry. Freeze frame photos, special moments, frozen in time. I also got to thank Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. I'm going to head there this weekend. I got to get rid of some extra hair. Too much weight. It's drag. It slows me down. I got some action from this past weekend, and most of it involves raindrops. So it is your racing roundup.
Racing Roundup.
Raceway Park, rained out. Oakshade Raceway, rained out. Fremont Speedway, rained out. Sandusky Speedway, rained out. This was all last weekend, by the way.
Butler Speedway, Test and Tune.
Was that rained out too?
Rained out.
Yeah. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was rained out Friday night. Georgetown Speedway. Saturday night, also rained out. Port Royal, also rained out. The Georgetown Speedway, we mentioned this last weekend, is rescheduled to Thursday, August 24th. The other two shows will not be made up. World of Outlaw NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, they're like the only series that seems to be, they picked the right tracks for the spring. They're getting racing action. And Tri-State Speedway on Friday night, David Gravel picked up his fourth World of Outlaw win of the season. Saturday night at Tri-State Speedway, it was Brady Bacon getting his first World of Outlaw win, and Darren Nida finished 16th in that one.
That's a big deal.
So, yeah, pretty cool stuff there. High Limit Sprint Car Series, they were scheduled to race Tuesday, and then that got postponed to Wednesday because of the forecast, and then more rain they said no. It's postponed due to rain. They're going to make up the High Limit Sprint Car Series event on August 1st.
And
that was at Kokomo.
And that, folks, is why there was no streaming races on your
last night
on your TV this last 10 days.
Yeah. NASCAR action, Xfinity Series on Saturday night. Was that Saturday? That was Saturday day. The A-Game 200 at Dover Motor Speedway. Ryan Truex picking up the victory, keeping it in the family on the rain-delayed Monday Cup Series race. Ryan Truex Jr. picked up the victory in the Worth 400.
And that
Dover
was his
Motorsports
brother's.
Speedway.
That race was his brother's first NASCAR victory years ago.
That's right. I think I do remember hearing something about that.
Yes.
That was my first day at work, so I wasn't able to watch that at
Really?
my new job. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch that
So wait,
race on
you,
Monday.
you do something besides this?
I know, it's crazy.
That's insane.
It is insane. Sometimes I question my sanity, and so do others, really. The NTT IndyCar Series also in action on Sunday. Scott McLaughlin picked up the win at the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. I believe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it from this past weekend. Not much going on. Got some racing news a little bit later. We'll give away some Big D's Pizza.
Very good.
How about we give Mr. Schultz a call now, find out about
Yeah.
his retirement and the upcoming race seasons at both Toledo Speedway and Flat Rock Speedway. He's been the general manager out there for how long?
I think we're going to have to ask him.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Scott Schultz, it's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Hammer Down Race Report. How's it going?
Good, doing good. How about you guys?
Good, Scott.
Doing all right. We were just talking. How long have you been the general manager of those speedways before this year?
Full-time 31 years.
Is that all?
Yep, that's it. Did it part-time for about 7 or 8 years prior to that. So it's been a while.
So what's up with this retirement news?
But I'm just like every guy. I'm a guy with a job and I'm retired. That's all there is to it. We've been talking about it for a couple of years. It's just time for me to move on. We need some fresh blood and we need some new bodies around. And Brandon Hamby, my successor, is already on board. He's a UNOH guy down at Northwest Ohio there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll end up graduating with a motorsports marketing degree here this fall. And he's in all the way. He's been with us for over a month already, and I think he will do fine. I really do.
So we'll be talking with him next year then.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be around all summer. I'm not going anyplace this summer. I'll start to back down a little bit come July, but the plan is right now is I'll stay around for the entire season when it comes to the paperwork trail and things like that.
So
but,
you'll just move out of the press box down into the grandstands then.
I haven't been in the press box in 20 years, so but I always just stand by the fence. But no, it's his time. You know, I'm my wife and I are both retiring at the same time. We're both in pretty good health, and you know, there's some things we want to do. And you know, I'll be honest with you, and Ron, you can attest to this. Things I've put off for 30 years or more. You know, when you're sucked into this as tight as we all are,
yeah,
you know, you put everything off. You know, so you know, I owe it to my wife, I owe it to my family. But it is time. Brandon has done a great job already. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. You know, he's doing well. He and Liam Morast, who is a young man from Eastern Michigan that's been helping us the last couple of years, have exponentially grown our social media just in the 30 days. They've done a great job, and they're just scratching the surface. And you know, this is where having someone of that age to be there now and catch up to do those kind of things. And Lord knows none of us are getting any younger.
What are you saying about seniors, Scott, not being able to figure out social media?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just, how about I don't choose to for the most part, but
I understand.
And I just shake my head at the rest. So, no, it's been fun already. Really enjoy it. He knows he's got his hands full. You know, it's the only full-time employee for the two tracks. And while we don't have, you know, we've got 7 events at Toledo. You know, we've had 7 or 8 events at Toledo for the last 4 or 5 years. You know, you couple that with 17 at Flat Rock, and then all the non-traditional events that we have at the both tracks, which is about 8 right now. So we've got a full summer going in front of us for sure. But no, he's right in there. He's dug right in. We've been on the meet and greet tour for the last 2-3 weeks, and I'm looking forward to working with him all summer and still being around.
Why don't you tell us about the Toledo schedule? It's a little abbreviated, but there's some big shows.
And that's something that's a little bit of a misnomer on. You know, if you go back the last 4 or 5 years, we've only had 8-9 events for the last 4 or 5 years. And I know you can run every week. Well, if it was that case, we would be doing it. There are very, very few tracks as big and fast as Toledo that are running on a weekly basis anymore. You know, can you imagine trying to run a car at Toledo 13, 14 times a season on the big track? It's very, very difficult to do, and it's of no one's fault. It's just the world we live in today. But yes, we have a lot of touring series come in, a lot of new things, which we're very excited about. We have 11 touring series between the two tracks. May 26th at Toledo, we have the Ohio Wheelman Series coming in. We've been talking to Will Wiggins for a couple of years, and we were able to bring him in, and the Midwest Compact Touring Series also at the same time, and that's Friday night, May 26th. June 18th, a doubleheader we've never done before. We have the 500 Sprint Car Tour, which is based out of Anderson, Indiana, and the folks that run the little 500, they've done a great job. With that, they're getting full fields of cars, non-wing. We're going to couple them on the Father's Day special with the, oh my goodness, I got to think about the Midwest Modified Tour,
yep,
which they had last year at Flat Rock for the first time or at Toledo for the first time in several years. So that takes us through that, and then we have a traditional USAC Silver Crown race in August. The Glass City 200 changes. The ASA Stars National Tour for the super late models, which has just been born and using the ASA name again. They have 10 races across the country, and we're one of them. So it's back to a 200-lap race. And then we end up this season with the ARCA National Championship again. And we are going to run an outlaw super late model show on that day, a 50-lap feature just prior to the ARCA National Championship race. So we like our schedule. You know, we worked at it. We like bringing in touring series, and I think that's pretty much what you have to do with a track the size of Toledo. It eats cars and eats money, as everybody knows. But at the same time, it's awfully exciting to watch cars there. Needless to say, in the half. But we're encouraged by our schedule, and we're looking forward to it.
Now, you said the ASA late models are going to go 200 laps. When's the last time the Glass City 200 has actually been 200 laps for one class?
I think it was 2016.
So not that long ago.
2017. Okay. Yeah, no. 2017 we switched. I believe was the year, Scott, where we did a 100 lap Outlaw Super late model and then a 100 lap of the ARCA CRA stock body late models, template bodies. So yeah, I think 17 was the first year we did that. The car counts started to dwindle. And it's tough right now. Pavement asphalt racing is definitely a tough road to hoe right now when it comes to sustaining a field full of cars to run on a pretty much weekly basis, or even, once in a while. There is a huge wave of outlaw super late model races all of a sudden in 2023. I think we charted it out back last November already. There is only one off weekend for outlaw super late models, big shows, from next week till the middle of September. That's going to be tough. We'll see what happens with the fields of cars. I hope it's sustainable for everybody. Everybody's putting their best foot forward and taking a shot at this, and we'll see where it all goes. It's a funny world we live in right now, needless to say.
I'm really excited about seeing the ARCA Menard series there again. Boy, that's just always a great race.
Yeah, they are fun to watch. They really are. I love watching those cars. The big full size cars, and the bodies are beautiful on them now. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure you've seen at Flat Rock, we're going to run the ARCA Menard East Series for the first time since 2000.
Well, we were saving the best for last there, Scott.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'll stop right there.
No, that's
Go ahead.
fine.
What was the next question? But yeah, that race.
No. When's the last time the ARCA Series was at the Rock?
2000. So it's been 23 years.
Wow.
It's the ARCA Menard Series East, which the difference is the East and West is the age. They don't run the big speedways because you have to be at least 18 to run a quote unquote speedway. Mm-hmm. So these are for the younger kids who are rising and future stars. This William Solowich is incredible. He's a Joe Gibbs racing guy, and he won the ARCA CRA race at Toledo last year as a 15-year-old. And he's going to be there. I don't know if they released it there yet or not, but Billy Venturini is going to run one of his cars at Flat Rock.
Right.
Just something he wants to do. Yep. That should be very interesting, needless to say. But, the Solowich kid, and I can't remember, I'm sorry, the kid from Wisconsin is in it. They're Moose House, I believe it is. There are a lot of up-and-coming stars, and honestly, they're probably names you're going to see in Cup here in the next 5 to 7 years. And they are all running this ARCA Menard East Series, and, we're looking forward to that. I think it's a great show. Those big cars on that track are fun to watch. So it should be very interesting.
And that's coming up on May 20th. Do you know if any of the ARCA Menard's regular series drivers, any of them planning on showing up?
Not that I know of at this point. I really don't think there are any. I know Brad Smith crosses back and forth and does both the Menard Series and the East Series when his schedule permits. And being a Michigan driver, needless to say, he'll be there. Jeff McZink, which is he's a former late model racer with us. He lives like about 10 miles from Flat Rock. He has a Menard's car, and I know he's going to run the East race too. So, but as far as any regulars, I haven't heard of any to date, not so far.
Okay. What other big events you got coming up at Flat Rock this year?
Well, the very following week, this was the only week the East Series could jump in with us at Flat Rock on Saturday, May 27th, Memorial Day weekend. Very first time ever, we have a doubleheader with the Joy Fair Memorial 100 for the Outlaw Super Late Models, 100 laps, and the Midwest Modified Tours returning to Flat Rock for the first time since 2005. So we really like that doubleheader. There are so many Outlaw Super Late Model races now. We just felt we had to add something to this to make it a hook for fans. And I think this could very well be a very, very interesting show. There are a lot of modifieds in this area, as you know, pavement modifieds.
Right.
And there's a lot of guys that want to run flat rock. So we're pretty enthused about this. We think it's the week after the East race, but that's the way the schedule falls. But we're very, very enthused about that doubleheader. And, of course, the Wild Figure Eights will be with them, too, that night. So it should be a great show on May 27th.
Okay. I'm looking through your schedule here, seeing what other things pop out. You got the Moran Chevrolet Stanley Memorial 150 coming up on July 22nd with the Outlaw Super Late Models. Yep.
Always a tradition. Excuse me. Always a tradition at Flat Rock, and it's always it's cool to watch those guys 150 laps. You got to manage your tires, pick and choose your spots, keep the fenders on the car, and that's always the goal with that race. Needless to say.
Now, what event are you most looking forward to this year at either Flat Rock or Toledo?
I don't know. I really don't have any favorites, to be honest with you. I like our schedule all the way around. I just think it's a very there's a lot of variety when you start to look at the whole thing. Real enthused with the variety of the schedule. I think some of them stand out. The East race will be very interesting, as you said. The Midwest Modified Tour. I think the Ohio Wheelman Series is going to be very interesting. Very, very interested. As I said, we've been talking to Will Withens for a couple of years, and we were able to put together a program with him in the Midwest Compact Touring Series, and we're going to run our factory shot for 100 lap feature that night too. And it's kids' night. Kids get in free and get a free hot dog on May 26th. So, we put a little bit of promotion into it that way, and then it's something new. It's something that has some notoriety. The Wheelman Series has done a great job. Will Wiggins has done a real good job, as is Drew Jack with the Midwest Compact Series. They're running all over the place. And again, this, I think, tells you right now that they are getting dates all over because tracks are looking for fill. They are struggling with car counts in some instances, as we are. We're no different than anybody else. And I think this was their opportunity to do that. And they're running all over the place in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana this year. So we're going to get them early in the schedule. So, we're hoping to have good fields of cars and definitely something different and very interesting.
Scott, you were talking about potentially low car counts. How's the economy playing into your forecast for both tracks?
I'm afraid because I don't read. Every time you pick up the paper or read something, you just have to go, wow, is this going to happen? I don't know, Ron. We're optimistic. We feel we can have a better year. 2021 coming off of the pandemic.
Oh,
of course,
sure.
At Flat Rock, we didn't run. At Flat Rock, we didn't run at all. And at Toledo, we ran a bunch of races with no people in the grandstands, and then we ran the Glass City and the ARCA race at the end of the year with 50% capacity. 21 was great. The rebound year was great at both tracks, just very good. And last year we got off to a good start, and then when gas went to $5 a gallon and the inflation hit in early July, every short track that I know of, at least in the state of Michigan, took a downslide.
Yeah.
And
that's dirt or pavement.
I have heard that, but I can't attest to that. But we had a 6-week slide there from the middle of July and the end of August that you just had you just knew what was going to happen. But it was an immediate impact. Look, when it costs that much money to live, we all know that. We all got to go to the grocery store and fill our cars up with gas and things like that. It just took a big bite out of everything.
Speaking of,
we saw it.
Speaking of which, how are admission prices as compared to last year for either track?
We kept everything the same.
Okay.
We have not raised any prices from last year at all. All the prices we can control, we have not raised. Pit passes, ARCA memberships, admission, excuse me, admission to events, we have not raised any of those prices. Unfortunately, we don't control tires, fuel, and of course the concessions. So, but we've been able to keep our concession prices. We're only going up on like 2 or 3 items, but we've taken a hit on all of them, as you know, as you go to the store. But we're confident that we're where we need to be, and hopefully, the economy stays solid and steady as we go through. But Ron, back to your point, man, you just don't know. And last year's a very good testament to that.
Scott,
$5 a gallon hit, man, it just pounded us right away.
I see the other side of it from the racers, and a lot of guys are telling me that they just are unable to run every week.
There's no doubt, Ron. There's no doubt.
They're still going to be there, and I think we'll still see the same number of cars. But boy, yeah. I just don't think we're going to see all the cars every week.
No, I'm in full agreement with you. That is a very good observation. We started to see it last year. There's no doubt about it. And this goes back to the Toledo schedule. Yes, we would like to be running every week, and I know a lot of people are screaming at us. You don't know, blah blah blah, and it's okay. That's all right. But we have to run it as a business, or we can't run any races at all. So just like Ron Miller Race Cars has to be run as a business, or right. Ron Miller Race Cars won't open his garage door when you go and knock down.
That's it.
And we're just we're like everybody else. We're enthused about what we do. We're putting in long hours right now, getting ready. But I agree with you. The guys can't afford to run every week. It just does not work that way anymore.
So let me ask you this: is Flat Rock in danger of becoming a special event track, or is that
no?
Okay,
no, we're in good shape. We decided we weren't going to run on the 4th of July weekend. We're going to let everybody spend the holiday with their family. That would be on July 1st. We will be dark that weekend, so everybody can have fun and enjoy the 4th holiday on Tuesday. And then we'll come back on July 8th with our triple 50s and fireworks show, which is tradition at Flat Rock the week after the 4th.
And you'll probably hear from the fans, why are you closing?
Well, all 350 of them that showed up last year on that day convinced us right away. We were standing in the press box, and we went, you know what? And we weren't going to schedule that weekend anyways in 22, and we did it. And, then we just looked at each other and went, you know what? We really need to take a break here. So, honestly, it worked its way out for us.
It's a good midsummer break.
It's a business.
It's a good midsummer break for the track workers too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Flat Rock is good and solid. We're very, very, very fortunate for what we have. I think our late model car count for the Outlaws will be between 12 to 15 on a steady basis. Could be a little higher. We've got some new blood coming in. The street stocks continue to just be absolutely amazing. Tremendously competitive. And we averaged 25 cars a night last year, which is phenomenal. We had 35 was the high for the night of their 100 lap feature. We've got new guys coming in already. I think we've already had 24 at practice. So, we really are encouraged with like that. Figure eights are just, it's a different type of guy, as Ron can attest to. There's that 10 to 12 to 14 cars. Got a couple new guys. But again, as you said, they can't run every week, and we don't run every week. Where each division is running 11 times this year. It was 12 last year, but with us taking off that July holiday week, that cuts everybody back to 11.
And that could be a good thing for perfect attendance in every class.
Yeah, we hope so. We're a little calculated with it. At least we like to think we are. But yeah, I like our chances with that. And as you said, guys can't run every week anymore. They really can't. It's the day and time we live in, and the economy and the state of auto racing and our industry as a whole, not to mention any other industry. Things have changed, and we've got to make changes too.
But there's still point championships then for your weekly classes, and
absolutely, yep.
Who are
very fortunate.
Who are the favorites this year?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't like to get.
I
I don't know. I don't do
spot.
that. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Who's your favorite driver?
I don't do that.
Yeah, I
either.
didn't think you would.
Joey Fair was my favorite.
Yeah,
driver.
he was.
Joey Fair, John Anderson, and Joe Rutland.
Kenny Schrader, right?
Three of the best guys that there ever were, right there.
Speaking of
no doubt about it. And Danny Bird, I would be mistaken if I didn't say Danny Bird too.
Speaking of Kenny
no
Schrader,
doubt about it.
how many times is Kenny going to be running the school bus figure eights this year?
He's running the bus race next Friday night, May 12th at Toledo. And then Saturday the 13th, I think he's going to run a street stock. Gregor's still working on that right now. But yeah, he's in town for the weekend next week. So
that's pretty cool.
Always fun to listen to him. He tells good stories. Always a hilarious interview, needless to say. But he's a good guy.
And your first couple events at Flat Rock, you have the early start time again, starting at 4 race times at 4 o'clock. What time gates open?
Yeah. Yep, gates open at 2. We'll start practice at 2 also. Yeah, May 6th to May 13th. Thanks for pointing that out, Scott. May 6th and May 13th, both shows start at 4 o'clock, and then we'll switch to night racing on May 20th, and we'll go at 7 o'clock for the rest of the season.
And that's worked out well for you the past it's been 2 or 3 years since you did that.
It did. We got a little too smart and went a couple weeks too long last year. So we cut it back a little bit. So.
Okay, and so Flat Rock opening up tomorrow night with Outlaw Super Late Models, Figure Eights, and Street Stocks, and then next
Saturday night, May 6th, or Saturday afternoon, May 6th. Yes, sir.
And then Toledo Speedway kicks off then May 12th then with that.
Yep, May 12th. Yep, Toledo Speedway, Friday night, May 12th, school bus Figure 8 race. Ken Schrader driving the bus. Late model sportsman on the half, factory stocks on the short track. We'll also have a boat Figure 8 and a flagpole race. So good night to be there. Great way to kick off the season.
At least for this weekend, I don't know if you've been following all the other tracks in this area. Trying to get any kind of racing going this spring has been non-existent. So it looks like we got a good forecast for you for this weekend.
Yes, we do.
Yep, I think everybody is very fortunate and very happy this weekend, needless to say.
So ToledoSpeedway.com, FlatRockSpeedway.com, schedules are up on there. Any other information should be there as well, I believe.
Yes, sir. You are correct.
Well, good luck on your retirement year. Is there going to be a big party or anything at the end of the season?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just a guy with a job who's retiring. That's all there is to it. I just appreciate everybody. Needless to say, I'll miss it. But, it's just time. And like I said, we need the new blood. We need some new direction. And Brandon's going to be able to start that. And he already has. And has got the ball rolling. And, we've got a foundation. And, he'll take us on to the next decade and see where we go.
Well, Scott, if we never get to talk to you again on the radio show, congratulations on your tenure with ARCA and good luck in retirement. I'm looking forward to it someday.
So he'll never retire.
I know you are. I know you are. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you too, both Ron and Scott, for everything you've done for our tracks, and I'm sure we'll continue to do, and we look forward to seeing you guys this summer.
Yep, it's been great working with you the past few years.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
On to the next guest, Scott.
We have another guest?
I think so.
That crazy bearded guy that just showed up there, popped up in the screen?
It's not much of a beard anymore. It's just
No, it had to get trimmed down a little bit. I was getting...
It's a little bit just looks more like just scruff.
I was looking like I was homeless before. I decided it might be a little more professional to bring it down some.
I'm trying to grow mine. I just started a week ago. It's my playoff beard. Hockey.
Your playoff beard? Okay.
My hockey playoff beard.
Right on.
Gerry Keysor, announcer at Limaland Motorsports Park, among other places. Waynesfield, formerly Montpelier, formerly kind of Millstream, but that's another story for another day.
The Rumble,
yeah.
I've made my rounds. Shady Bowl.
And tonight we're going to talk Limaland. Before we get to that, though, let me knock out a couple other sponsors real quick. Got to mention Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. Oakshade Raceway. You can follow at oakshaderaceway.com. Follow on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. And we'll get to that later. Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223. Give him a call for race cars, safety equipment parts, service, broken weld stuff, rear end fixing. You going to fix the rear end of my car now? Before this weekend?
What'd you break?
I didn't break anything. You wanted to fix the rusted out rear end.
Oh.
Anyway, I got a rusty rear end. That's again another story for another time. Gerry Keysor, let's talk Limaland. What's new this year at Limaland?
Hold on, I need to answer this question first.
Where hasn't
Chris
Gerry
Mines? I still haven't announced at Sandusky.
Sandusky, me neither.
We need to get those off our bucket list, Scott.
Well, I think we're usually busy on Saturday nights.
Yeah. Well, I'm not anymore.
Well,
I got pretty good this summer. I got it pretty relaxing. My Friday night's obviously going to be at Limaland Motorsports Park starting tomorrow with our season opening shootout presented by Smith Vaughn. Saturdays I got pretty free. We got a few races at Waynesfield throughout the season, but I'm going to have some fun this summer and enjoy myself instead of being tied down somewhere every Saturday. But definitely looking forward to Limaland on Friday nights. Kicking off tomorrow, the season opening shootout, the NRA Sprint Invaders, the Midwest Shooting Center, Dirt Car UMP Modified, and our Lock 16 Thunder Stocks take to the high peaks of Limaland for the first time in 2023. I tell you, when I was out at the track earlier, I posted a quick Facebook Live on Limaland's page. Track looks amazing. Ryan's been out there all week. He actually started on it Sunday, getting it packed tight because of the incoming Sunday night and Monday. And then he opened it up Tuesday, let a little bit of that moisture in, and it looked great. So we're ready to go racing tomorrow at Limaland, and can't wait to see all our fans back out there.
Excellent. Anything new at the facilities? I know those are pretty top-notch facilities already, anyways.
Nothing new. We a little bit of fresh paint here and there, and got some that going on. But otherwise, really the facilities are the same. One of the things that we're excited about the most in 2023 is adding some different shows this year. The Great Lakes Traditional Sprints coming down for a couple shows. We have multiple shows for the USAC Midwest Center Midgets. The Dirt Track Truck Series getting an additional date in 2023. They're going to 3 shows up from 2. So looking forward to a little bit of different stuff this year, and just trying to keep putting on a great weekly show in an era where, like Scott talked about, guys can't afford to race weekly as much as they used to. And Limaland, we're striving to keep that tradition alive. So even if we do have a shorter season, we're still going to be weekly.
That's right. Lima typically has a shorter season than other tracks. They start now, which pretty much everybody else is starting about now because of the weather anyways. But they wrap things up, the first, second weekend in August?
But yeah, the first weekend in August. August 4th is our our pit party, King of the Quarter Mile, where we have our banquet right in front of the fans. Right there on the front stretch. Kind of a cool deal where everybody gets to be a part of the award ceremony for all of our drivers, and they still get to see some racing the same night.
Is there a buffet for that?
Not a buffet, but we do have a big pit party afterwards that's included in your general admission ticket. Lock 16 provides hamburgers, hot dogs, cold beverages, potato salad, all kinds of good stuff. Actually, a pretty cool deal every year.
How did I miss the late model show at Limaland this year?
There's no late model show.
If it was up to me, we would have the Ron Miller Classic at Limaland Motorsports Park just for you. But after some things happened the past couple seasons, we're kind of getting away from the special event this year, just to kind of regroup, get our ducks back in a row. With Barry Marlowe taking over the NRA this year, I think Waynesfield at the end of April was a great testament to what we're looking forward to in 2023 with the 360 sprints. Amazing car count. The racing was fantastic. Tomorrow we already got commitment from Harley White's going to be in town. She's going to return to Limaland for the first time in 2 seasons. And if anybody's ever seen her at Limaland, you're in for a treat tomorrow.
So the NRA's association now underneath the Great Lakes Sprints umbrella is a positive thing and helping things out down there.
Absolutely. I think the state of 360 racing has got a much needed shot in the arm that's been needed for years, with everything that Barry's doing and kind of consolidating all of them, but still keeping the separate entities in Michigan and down here, and then having a combined schedule. It's amazing. I can't wait to see how this all unfolds over the next year, 2, 3 years. I think 360 racing in our area is about to explode again. It's a great thing.
Now you were talking about kind of resetting this year, no big special events, but is there anything in the horizon that Limaland may become a special events only track, or will it be a weekly track for the foreseeable future?
As far as I've been told, as far as I'm concerned, Limaland will always be a weekly Friday night track. Like I said, we did shorten our season down a little bit, and that helps. That means guys, they don't have to commit to a 24, 26 week season. We got 13 shows, and that still gets them eligible for NASCAR points and things like that. And the NASCAR contingencies are huge for the teams and sponsors. So it's a great thing to have that, and it lets drivers that maybe don't have the big budgets an opportunity to compete.
What about admission prices and payout? Is that remaining consistent as last year?
Absolutely. $12 general admission, adults 16 and older, ages 12 to 15 is $6. Ages 11 and under get in free. Pit passes all ages $30, same as last year. It's an affordable night out with the family. Our food prices have always been great. We had to bump things up a little bit, obviously, because of the economy last year, but I believe this year everything is staying the same. Like I said, going out there today, it's home. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. I'm ready to see the NRA Sprint Invaders back on the quarter mile of Thunder. I think this year the optimism at Limaland is higher than it's been in quite a few years.
Awesome. What are some of the drivers to keep an eye on this year?
Well, obviously the NRA sprints, you always got to watch Jared Workman. He's something else. He had some bad luck at Waynesfield a couple weeks ago, and last week down in Tennessee, had that shock while he was running second and knocked the cover off the mag box and ended up getting shocked through his left arm where he couldn't move his arm briefly.
Wow.
It was a scary deal, but he was able to get the car stopped. They got him checked out, and he raced the next night. But guys like him, he's always tough. Chase Dunham in the 66 car out of Lipscomb, Ohio. He's a young kid who's done wonders. Won a couple features last year at Limaland.
Who was that again? You kind of broke up there.
I'm sorry, Chase Dunham out of Lipscomb, Ohio. Drives a number 66 family-owned car. The NRA is loaded with so much talent. I mean, you never know who's going to win from night to night. So, and then you get some of the guys coming down from Michigan to compete with our local guys. And like I said, it turns it into a whole other thing. And then, Lindsay, Oklahoma's Harley White coming all the way out here to run for Ed Neumeister. It's great. So, and then our modified, obviously Todd Sherman, always, the one of the favorites, the all-time winningest driver at Limaland, but Tony Anderson not far behind him in win totals. Mike Learman stops in the town. He's always a threat to win. Dylan Woodling. Dalton Lane out of Box, Ohio. Here's a young man. He's in, I believe, his second full year in a modified. He's getting better every week. I look for him to be a contender this year at some point as well. Stock cars, Tony Anderson. Obviously, he's been doing it forever. He keeps threatening retirement, and I don't think it'll ever happen. But he'll definitely be tough to beat. Andy Welch. I know Bob Doherty's planning on coming over and hitting some races with us. You never know when Kyle Moore's going to show up. Then our Thunderstock, our UNOH racers and the Thunderstocks are always tough to beat. And then our local guys, Chris Douglas, guys like that are always going to be fun to watch in the stock cars as well. Any
non-racing events scheduled for this year? Such as midget wrestling, Gerry.
No midget wrestling. No, Gerry takes on the micro wrestling federation. But you speak of midgets, we do have 3 shows with midget race cars.
Really?
Or two shows. USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets, the D2 Midgets.
Right.
Next weekend on Friday, May 12th, the third annual Mike Stryker Memorial takes place. I'll tell you what, the Midwest Thunder Midgets, if you haven't seen them run, last year at Montpelier, I got to see them quite a few times. And there were nights where they left me without a voice because it was that exciting. I'm at the top of my lungs and announcing slide jobs for 15 laps continuous, green to checkered racing. And I look forward for the same thing at Limaland this year with the D2 Midgets.
Gerry, I saw the D2 Midgets at Fremont last summer. It was a heck of a show.
Those young men and women put on a whale of a show. I also got to announce them at Gas City once last year, and we had a surprise driver in it. Gerry Keysor Jr. had jumped in a car, and he got his butt handed to him, surprisingly. But it was so much fun, and every one of those teams in the D2 Midgets, it doesn't matter if you're one of the high dollar teams down to guys just struggling to get there every week. Everybody seems to help everybody, and they're such a tight knit group. They're so much fun to watch, and they are so comfortable racing with each other. You get to see them do, like I said, slide jobs for 15 laps repeatedly, and there's not a bit of fear between those drivers.
Nice. And the opening night tomorrow night is pretty much a regular show, just the Sprint Invaders, the Modifieds, and the Thunderstocks.
That's right.
Gate times?
Gates open at 4:30. Grandstand gates open at 5. Hot laps at 6:30. Racing at 7:30. Like we talked about, admission prices: $12 general admission, $6 for ages 12 to 15, and then 11 and under get in for free. Pit passes all ages $30. Can't beat it. Like I said, one of the most affordable shows anywhere, and it's going to be a great show. The track, like I said, I'm as excited about how the track looks for opening night as I've ever been at Limaland. I'm thrilled. I think we're going to have a really, really good racetrack tomorrow.
Has there been any talk about any kind of streaming video service covering the races out there?
Not as of yet. I know that, a couple years ago it was absolutely not. We're not even going to discuss it. And now, obviously things are changing. You got to look at every source of revenue stream you can to keep a track open and making money. And I could foresee something like that coming, maybe not anytime this year or next year, but maybe the next couple of years. We'll see what happens.
All right, man. What are you most looking forward to this year out there, besides tomorrow?
June 2nd, Keysor Memorial, always one of my favorite races. The Great Lakes Traditional Sprints will be there for one of two visits, which I love the no-wing sprint cars at Limaland. We have the Keysor Memorial for the stock cars, honoring my dad, my grandpa, my family that have passed on, that have been such a big part of Limaland racing. And, it's been an amazing run. This is year 22 of the Keysor Memorial. So looking forward to keeping that tradition alive. And as long as I'm there, I think we'll be able to do that.
Well, we hope to see you stop by Oakshade some Saturday night when you're not doing Waynesfield on one of your nights off.
That is definitely the plan. Looking forward to getting up to Oakshade and seeing everybody. Get to watch the Ocho on the track again and see Mr. Miller there, the professor, giving everybody a lesson.
Yeah, maybe.
He might let you drive his late model.
I'll bring my gear.
There you go. Nice. Well,
yeah, maybe we can make a meander over that way some night too. Maybe, I don't know if you guys have any off nights. I have one at Limaland. If you get any Saturday nights off, maybe we can shoot east.
Shoot east.
Go see Mr. Mize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got he had some news last night where we'll talk about in a little bit too. He's got a big racer going to be coming there in August.
Really?
Yep.
You didn't hear this news?
I kept seeing posts and I ended up missing it.
Well,
breaking news coming is what I kept seeing.
Yeah. It was spoiler alert. It's Haley Deegan. It's going to be racing with the.
Yes, I did see that. I'm sorry.
Compacts.
I thought you said a big racer. Hey, little.
Well,
she's a little thing.
Yeah, I guess if you're standing next to her, she is. But anyway.
That's exciting. I'm happy for Chris. That'll be a hell of a show.
I'd rather see her racing than Chris wrestling a midget. So
True story.
true story.
I think Chris and I make a hell of a tag team.
So you want to take the midgets on?
We'll take them all on. We'll take all comers.
I don't know where this is going. So yeah.
Right.
Feel free to stick around, but if you got to take off, I understand.
Yep, I want to hit it, guys. Thank you so much for having us. Looking forward. Again, Limaland Motorsports Park. Check us out at limaland.com. Look us up on Facebook. All the details are there. Season opening shootout tomorrow night at racing starts at 7:30.
Awesome, man. Looking forward to get race season going around here.
Absolutely.
So, all right, man. You take care of yourself and feel free to come back anytime. Just pop in.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks,
see you, Ron.
Jer.
We'll see you, Gerry. Gerry Keysor, the voice of not only Waynesfield and other places, but Limaland.
Right.
And he's been out there for quite some time, too, at Limaland. Before we move on, let's do a little bit of...
But we're going to move on.
Yeah, let's. We got a little bit of racing news, then we'll give away some pizza, Big D's Pizza here. Got to switch back over to here. And
Latest racing news.
will join the Superstar Racing Experience field at Berlin Raceway on August 3rd. Greg Biffle will be one of the 12 drivers on track at Thunder Road Speed Bowl for their SRX competition on July 20th. And there was also another one that I put on here. Matt Kenseth is going to run with the SRX series on August 10th at Eldora Speedway.
A bunch of geezers.
Well, he's not that old.
I know, I should talk.
He's, I believe his first race on dirt was at Eldora for the Dream, the dirt late model Dream.
The Prelude?
Or not the Dream, the Prelude to the Dream.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. He probably would have, yeah. Anyway, Sandusky Speedway announced last night that Haley Deegan, NASCAR Truck Series driver for Thor Sport, will be competing at Sandusky Speedway August 19th, Saturday night, and she's going to be driving a National Compact Touring Series car.
How is she going to make the commute from Thor Sport clear to Sandusky Speedway?
Walk?
Right through the back field?
Maybe.
Come in the back way?
Yeah. So, big announcement last night Chris Mize and the guys made, so that ought to be pretty cool. I know a lot of the former NASCAR big names have been running with that series. I want to say, didn't Kenny Schrader run a race with them?
I would imagine.
I believe I remember hearing some talk about Michael Waltrip running one of those.
I can't imagine Michael Waltrip fitting into one
That's
of them. But that's okay.
They would have had to cut a hole in the roof, and his head's like
Yeah.
looking out above, and that's not safe. Ashton Torgerson, you remember him? He's the guy that came out of his midget at the
Right.
Chili Bowl Nationals.
Correct.
He is going to make his first midget appearance since he was injured in that scary accident at the Chili Bowl in January. He's going to compete in the Power Eye Midget Series races at Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex and Lucas Oil Speedway for Tanner Thorson Racing. Torgerson returned to racing action in March. He found victory lane in a micro sprint and 2 top 10s in a wing sprint car. Fox Sports. Actually, a couple of TV specials here. Fox Sports is going to air a dirt racing documentary series featuring Kyle Larson. It's going to be called Dirt, The Last Great American Sport. Starts on Tuesday night, May 16th at 7 p.m. It's going to air on FS1. Fox Films apparently teamed up with Flow Sports for a series that will showcase an all-access look at some of the best drivers in the sport. So I don't know if it's just sticking.
Drivers,
I believe so. Yeah, I don't know if they're just sticking to open wheel drivers or if there'll be late models as well. I guess Kyle Larson, he kind of does both.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that is. And then this weekend, Sunday afternoon at 1:30 on CBS, CBS is going to air a World of Outlaw Sprints docu-special. This is just a one-hour, one-time event, 1:30 to 2:30. It follows World of Outlaw drivers, sprint car drivers, focusing on Donnie Schatz, Spencer Baston, former guest on the show, and Giovanni Selzi. And the name of that show is World of Outlaws, The Good, the Young, and the Dirty.
Now, is that on CBS Sports or
CBS, the broadcast network.
Really?
Channel 11 locally in
Big
Toledo.
time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So pretty cool deal there.
Yeah.
Dirt track racing making the broadcast networks. Logan Walls took a nasty ride a couple weeks ago. It was a Friday night at Tri-County Racetrack in Brasstown, North Carolina, on the first lap of the American All-Star Series feature event. Did you happen to see that?
I didn't.
Well, you're going to. Here's what happened. He kind of got airborne and took down a light pole and ended up outside the track. Yeah. Well, you're going to see it again then.
They'll take it down into turn number 1 and 2, 2 and 3. Wall, one wide in the wall. Logan Walls out of the building. Red flag. Red flag.
He just chopped that light pole in half.
Red flag displayed. The driver out of Junction City, Kentucky, taking a horrible ride. Taking out the light pole as well on the back straightaway, knocking the power out.
And he walked away.
Walked away, yeah.
Looks like Logan Walls getting out of that machine.
He did bump his hand on the cockpit side of the cockpit and his knee on the steering wheel, and that was about it. Just a couple of bumps, and
Bruised
other than that,
up.
he was fine. Yeah, and nobody else was hurt, even with that light pole coming down right in front of the grandstands back there.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy action there. But thankfully, yeah, no one was hurt. But his Rocket XR1 was pretty much total.
Used up.
Yeah, he was done with that. And finally, some sad news. Paul Young, who had a racing career that spanned 4 decades in ARCA sanctioned events and divisions, passed away recently at the age of 62. He was the crew chief for his son, Mike Young, 2-time Toledo Speedway track champion. There's going to be a celebration of life at Toledo Speedway as part of the racing program on August 11th. I should have asked Scott about that.
Paul helped a lot of racers too. He was
He was an owner of some
and
teams.
he was very free with his knowledge, and an all-around good guy.
Just like you.
Whatever.
That was a compliment. I was trying to be
thank
nice.
you, Scott.
Jeez. We do have a Hammer Down hotline playback. This actually came in last week, just before last week's show. So it's a little bit dated. And it had to do with, it was just a little bit dated. Oh. Hold on a second. This is, yes. Here's the call from last week. This is about 5:30 last week, so it was too late for me to get it on the show. Here you go.
Hammer Down Hotline.
Here's the Hammer Down Hotline weekend weather report. For Saturday, we're screwed.
That was it. That was for last Saturday. He was right.
Yeah.
He was right. Yeah. He sounded a little inebriated there too, whoever that was.
Yeah.
If you want to call and leave us a message, anything racing related, feel free to do so. Just call the Hammer Down Hotline at 419-318-3081. And I do believe we have some breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report. Who is this?
Well, hello, Scott. This is Pam Henricks.
Pam Henricks of Oakshade Raceway.
Yes, sir.
I believe we have some breaking news.
Yes, we do. Not good news, as you said, but it's news. We have to postpone our racing for the 2023 season 1 week.
Man, you had me make that graphic and everything for opening night for nothing.
We'll use it again.
I had even arranged for a beautiful Saturday night, Pam.
It's going to be. It is, but I need another day or two to work that track, and it's not working in.
Well, and we're all aware that there are parts of the track that tend to retain water, so
we got the water gone.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, but not the
but,
mud.
Right. Not the clay. That we did add clay. And
I'm guessing that's what the issue is because of the new clay and the terrible weather we've had.
Yes, 5 days of rain and 6 days of no sun didn't help. So it did dry today some, not enough. We did work some, but now we got to let it dry again to continue on, and it just would not be ready by Saturday.
Pam, I know you've got a rain gauge. How much rain did you folks take at the racetrack?
We got almost 3 inches.
Wow.
From Friday to Wednesday, we got almost 3 inches.
And it never had a chance to dry.
No, we didn't get no sun until 6 o'clock last night, 5 o'clock, where it peeked through for a little bit, and then today was better until this afternoon. It clouded over again, but it was warmer. It's the first time in 3 weeks I haven't had a coat on and everything to work outside.
Do you anticipate people are going to show up that may not get this message or check Facebook or anything because of the weather being nice? You think they're just going to show up?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, I don't know what else. I can only put it on there, and I'll put a sign out at the gate this week. I didn't do that last week. I should have.
I think it was pretty obvious last week.
I don't know. When it quit raining, they'd come by. I had a guy stop and said, "Are you racing?" That was when it had quit raining for a little while.
Oh.
No. And we still got water running across the driveways where you come off of 3 and all the way down into the bombers, and it's wet. It's wet.
So if
Hopefully.
if you forced it, if you were to try and get the track ready in its current condition, I mean, what would be the result on Saturday? Just a mess, a bumpy track? I mean,
you know what? We're both, Gerry and I are so afraid of really rough, really rough. I mean, and we don't need that. Not starting out the first race, you don't need that. You could lose cars for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
With damage and stuff that it could possibly do. It's soft. That's one of the big things. It's soft because you had worked it up before we put the dirt on to incorporate it in, and then the rains came. So it's soft. Okay. Probably if we could have got it done, I'd say it'd been a fast track, but yeah,
it can be a fast track next week.
Better to take your time and get it right then for the following week.
Correct, because and I don't know if you ever worked. You probably never worked dirt, but there's a thing too. You could get on there too soon, and you just can't get it out the whole year. I mean, the roughness or
right.
Whatever the ruts are. I mean, he's done it 40-some years, so he does know what he's doing. He said there's no way it's going to be ready. Hopefully Sunday or Monday you'll have it all ready before, because aren't we supposed to get that 4-letter word again Tuesday? A little bit?
I
just a very slight chance.
I don't watch
30% chance. It's
It's
not going to be what we had last week.
Oh, thank God. We don't. And, I grew up, my dad was a farmer, and, we farmed and stuff, and I just keep thinking of, I'm missing this will be 2 races, but think of these farmers that have thousands of acres to get in, and it ain't getting in.
Was it,
Pam? Pam, I'm
probably
dating myself quite a bit here, but I remember, and it was the same phone number that you've got now. I remember calling in the spring and asking John Green if he was opening this weekend. No, I ain't got the corn in yet. Maybe next week. We'll see. So,
yep.
You're doing a great job, Pam, and we appreciate that you want to make the track as good as possible.
Really, if you would see it, you would know it would be a disaster, because you just don't have enough. There's not enough hours. If you worked all night long, you can only do so much when it's wet.
I don't know. So, some of us have been around long enough to know that we don't need to see it because we already know.
Right. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it, Scott.
I want to go racing, but I understand. It is what it is. You got to play the hand you're dealt with.
Right. And it's out of our hands, and we've done everything we could, and we're going to keep going, and You might see us if you drive by Saturday working on the racetrack and stuff, but we got to get it done to get it ready for next week too.
Well,
we got to work when we can work.
And people can still get out and support other area tracks. There's a lot of Flat Rock is kicking things off. It's a little bit earlier, 4:00 out there, but Sandusky, and there's also a walleye hockey game on Saturday too. I'm just saying.
You can record that though.
Like if I could figure out how to
you can record that hockey game.
No, that's silly. That's just silly talk there.
Pam,
I could watch it on my phone while I go to a racetrack.
I can tell you from a racer standpoint, we appreciate the fact that you've put clay on the track. You're trying to silence all the people that have been complaining for a while. The weather.
It's really hard to get dirt because you can't make it.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, there's lots of dirt, but it's not always the right dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I bring home at least 20 pounds worth of dirt every week from Oakshade attached
bring
to my
that
car.
back and we'll put it back on there.
I should. We should collect it.
Yes.
One of the
I'll
tracks,
take it. Bring it back.
Pam, one of the tracks in Australia makes you put a tarp under your car and you scrape it, and that dirt goes back onto the track.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Motorplex in Perth, Australia.
Huh.
That makes sense. But who wants to have that under their car? Well, I guess it's under there when you're working on it anyway. Huh?
Sure.
So, and normally it doesn't come off until you get home after a couple of days, and then it just falls off in clumps, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because it falls off our water boys and everything else that we take out there. So we're right there. I said, park them on the racetrack. That way the dirt's back onto the racetrack and not in the driveway.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that
Well, we
idea.
do that quite a bit. Yeah.
One question before we let you go here. Did you have time to think about the cheese cone thing?
Cheese cone? Choose cone.
Choose.
Yeah, the cheese cone.
Okay, all right.
A little bit.
But
not.
The cheese cone is an idea for the concession stand.
No, we're gonna put a cheese cone on the track, and that's where you.
Yeah. Okay.
You choose. You choose at the cheese cone.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk about this later.
You cheese this and you cheese that.
And then you get cheesed off.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, we'll see you a week from Saturday then.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you,
Sounds
Pam.
good, and I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. Definitely.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks, Pam.
And Ron, congratulations on great grandpa again.
Oh, that's
again. Yeah. It was scary there for a while, Pam, but everything's looking much, much better.
Good. I've been there and done that with a couple of mine, so
thank you.
Know what that is. All right. Okay. Take care, you guys. See you next Saturday for sure, I hope.
All right. Thank you for the update.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So there you go. Breaking news. Unfortunately, not what I wanted to hear, but Oakshade Raceway track just not going to be ready for this weekend with all the rain from last weekend and earlier this week.
Right.
So, yeah. Well. Yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Is that another future racer in your family?
Gotta be.
Okay. Very good.
His last name's Miller and his first name's Devin. How can he go? How could he miss?
There's Devins and there's Millers. Yeah. All right. How many? Let's bust that out real quick.
Yeah.
Give away some pizza. Figure out who our winner was last week. I turned off our comments here. Oh, we got Alan in Australia listening. How many? Yeah, let's give away.
How many?
So last week's how many was how many super stocks were going to be at Oakshade on Saturday, this past Saturday. That number turned out to be 0 as everybody got washed out this past weekend. And we had quite a few people guess, but I picked 47, you picked 46, so you were closest there. But
that was a little calculated.
Yeah, it's because I had to pick first. So unless I picked 0, and I didn't want to be that guy.
I understand.
So, we got quite a few names on the wheel here, the Big D's pizza wheel. We're going to spin it and determine who's going to win a free Big D's pizza. Shall we go? Here we go. Round and round it goes. And it looks like Kelly Wall.
Whoa.
Congratulations, Kelly Wall. You have
30 days.
30 days to claim your pizza. I was listening to the applause. I was basking there for a minute. 30 days to claim your pizza from Big D's in Clyde. So, want a chance to win a Big D's pizza next week? How many for that is, we're going to go to Limaland for this one tomorrow night.
Okay.
How many NRA 360 sprints are going to be at Limaland tomorrow night? And since you were successful at being closest here in the studio, you get to pick first.
Wow, Scott, that's a toughie.
Yes, it is, because I have no idea.
Yeah, 22.
22? I'm going to go with 23 then.
Okay.
So if you want a chance to win a Big D's pizza, go ahead, put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and whoever is closest will win a Big D's pizza. It doesn't matter if you go over or under. It's whoever's closest. If we have a tie, we'll spin the Big D's pizza wheel with all those that are eligible. So you can pick the same number as someone else. You cannot edit your number. Once you pick it, you're locked in. If you guess more than once, you get the black flag. And we'll give you until, he said gates open at 4:30 tomorrow.
Make it noon.
No, because the weather's going to be good. I'd say 4.
Okay.
That way people listen on the podcast, early. I know
All
a
right.
lot of people listen on Friday mornings, the morning after
Sure.
we do this. So we'll give you to 4 o'clock. Once you're done listening here, just hop on over to our Facebook or YouTube page and find our broadcast. Put your guess in. Just like that. As long as it's before 4 o'clock, you will be entered to win that Big D's pizza. We do have a lot of racing action scheduled for this weekend. Let's check out our Big D's pizza racing menu. Don't I have a thing for that? Menu.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
Got too many of those. I get lost sometimes. Tomorrow night, Limaland Motorsports Park. It's the season opening shootout. The NRA Sprints, UMP Modifieds, and the Thunder Stocks. Gates open. Is it 5 or 4:30?
Sure.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it, but 5 to be safe. Racing will start at 7:30, that I am sure of. General admission, $12 there at Limaland Motorsports Park. Eldora Speedway also in action. It's Let's Race 2, night number 1. World of Outlaws are there. The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, that is. Plus the USAC AMSOIL National Sprint. Gates open at 2, racing at 7:30 at Eldora. General admission is $34. And Attica Raceway Park, they've only gotten one weekend in.
That's crazy.
Since trying to start in
March.
middle March.
Yeah.
So this will be night number 2 for Attica tomorrow night. The Stillwater Metal Bazell Race Fuels night featuring the UMP late models. We mentioned this last week. $3,000 to win tomorrow night.
300 to start. Good payoff all the way through.
That's the late models being the featured class. I'm guessing because all the sprint car guys are going to be probably down at Eldora on Saturday.
Right.
Or on Friday. Friday and Saturday, for that matter. In addition to the late models at Attica, you'll have the 305 Sprints, the dirt trucks, and the North Coast Vintage Racers.
Ooh.
Which I'm not sure, is that different
I
than
don't think that's the
that's
VARC.
That's not the Vintage American Racers?
Right.
Race cars? Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard of North Coast Vintage Racers, so that'll be interesting. That'll be at Attica tomorrow. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45, general admission $20. Friday night at Attica. Saturday night, here's where you have lots of choices now. Flat Rock Speedway. It's opening night. Outlaw Super Late Models, Figure 8s, and Street Stocks. Gates open at 2, racing at 4. General admission $15 there. And as we mentioned, Oakshade Raceway
is not racing.
Track will not be ready, so no racing at Oakshade Raceway this weekend. Fremont Speedway. They will be in action with the Gressman Power Sport Level Performance Local 55 presents Johnny Oxter opening night. They've been trying to get their opening night going since the middle of April. They could have had their opening night, but due to a conflict with Attica,
I wonder if Dave Gumby Jr. is going to be racing his truck there.
At Fremont? Or at Attica?
I'm pretty sure he won't be at Attica, but...
Okay. Well, he's a new dad now, so
yeah,
he might have other responsibilities. Where was I? Fremont. They do have the 410 sprints,
305 sprints,
and the dirt trucks.
Yeah,
Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $18 there at Fremont. Sandusky Speedway, it's their pushed back opening night. It's still going to be the season opener $1 night. So $1 admission, $1 hot dogs, $1 beer, $1 Pepsi products, the Pure Stock Challenge, Renegades, Beginner Stock, and All-American Iron in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7 p.m. And again, general admission just $1 there at Sandusky Speedway Saturday night.
That's amazing.
Butler Motor Speedway, opening night for them as well on Saturday. 410 sprints, UMP modified street stocks, and 4 cylinders. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7:30. General admission $15 at Butler Motor Speedway and Eldora Speedway. Let's Race 2, night number 2 of the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series and the USAC AMSOIL National Sprints. Again, gates open at 2, racing at 7:30. General admission $34 at Eldora.
Just an FYI, I believe Jimmy McCune will be in the house at Butler Motor Speedway on Saturday.
He's racing?
Yes, sir.
That's where this is the first time he's back on dirt then.
Yes, with a new fire system and
he's going back to the place it happened.
New hoses, yeah.
Very interesting. And Arnold, to answer your question, I haven't decided yet since I just found out this information. Granted, I knew about it for maybe a half hour before everybody else, but I haven't really had time to think about it yet.
Arnold, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be at
Fremont
Speedway watching some of my trucks kick butt.
Seems like I got some options now, so I'm not sure. Other series action this weekend. The Lucas Oil Late Model Series in action tonight. The Buckeye Spring 50, it was rescheduled at Atomic Speedway, and they're in action along with the All-Star Circuit of Champions, the night the stars come out.
Yeah.
Double event. That's why I'm trying to wrap this up so I can go watch some of that. Also, this weekend for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the 19th Annual John Bradshaw Memorial at Ponderosa Speedway in Junction City, Kentucky. That's tomorrow night, Friday night. And then it's the 37th Annual Ralph Lathram Memorial at Florence Speedway in Kentucky as well on Saturday, March 6th. So there's another option for Saturday night. The World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models. They're going to be running the Dairyland Showdown at Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City, Wisconsin. That's tonight through Saturday. I believe Dave posted something that Dona Marcoulier is out there running with them. So that's pretty cool. Good luck to Dona. That is, like I said, tonight through Saturday night, May 4th through the 6th, $50,000 to win Saturday night for that main event out there in Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Wisconsin. ARCA Menard Series in action this weekend. The Dawn 150 at Kansas Speedway. That's on Saturday, 2 o'clock, FS1. The Craftsman Truck Series in action. The Heart of America 200 at Kansas. That'll be Saturday as well at 8 p.m. on FS1. The Cup Series, running the Advent Health 400 at Kansas. That's Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock on FS1. And a couple other things. The Castrol Flow Racing Night in America will be at Illinois Speed Week on Wednesday, May 10th at Spoon River Speedway in Lewiston, Illinois, and Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois on Wednesday, they both say Wednesday, and I copied this from Dave's Prep. May 10th and 11th, whatever those days are.
Okay.
Next week, 2 nights of Castro Flow Racing Night in America. And the World of Outlaw Energy. Why do I have that last?
I don't know.
Energy Sprint Car Series, the Gettysburg Clash in Lincoln Speedway. Oh, because that's Wednesday, May 10th as well. That's next week. Middle of the week. So that's, lots going on. Race season finally getting going here. You got the weekend weather pit stop. I think it's pretty much...
Go to any track you want that's open. It's going to be beautiful. That's all we need to know.
You can even go to tracks that aren't open. It's not going to be as exciting, though.
Watch the mud dry.
Watch the mud. Yes. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kimmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, that helps us out. And it just costs you a click. We don't spam you or anything. It's all good. Make sure to listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. I've been approached by a bunch of podcasting network things.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it independent. We're independent. That way we won't have to answer.
We're in where?
What? Yes, what you said. Check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. All the information, you can listen to us there, whatever you need is there. Make sure to rate and review us as well. Give us a review, whatever. Even if we, well, unless you think we suck, then probably don't. Don't waste your time. We're not worth the effort then.
That's it.
Thanks to our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Big D's Pizza, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Headhunter Barber Studio and Salon. Don't forget Oakshade Raceway, not in action this weekend. They will have their opener on the 13th, 7 plus 6. Yeah, it'll be May 13th now will be the opener for Oakshade.
It's a real shame, Scott, that they're not going to be open because
the weather's going to be nice.
No, there's going to be a beautiful full moon all weekend.
Well, now suddenly I'm not so upset. If you're interested in being the sponsor of the Hammer Down Racing Report, send us a message or call the Hammer Down hotline 419-318-3081. Thanks to this week's guests, Scott Schultz, Gerry Keysor, and unexpectedly Pam Hendricks of Oakshade Raceway as well. Still working on next week's show, and hopefully it'll be a good one.
They're all
if it
good.
comes through. Well, I mean, the guest I'm working on. Getting back into the drivers.
It's
been a while since
all the tracks are open. We can't preview anything.
Yeah, and now people are racing. So well, that'll be next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Make sure to tune in live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Get out and support your local track this weekend. You got tons to choose from, so there's no excuse.
When do the walleye play again?
7:30 tomorrow night, Friday night and Saturday night. That's why.
Not really heartbroken.
I kind of prefer racing, but it's a
you had an alternate option.
Yeah, as a backup, it's all right. So it is what it is. We'll be racing soon enough.
Very good. And
I'm saving money this way. I don't have to buy race fuel and tires, and I'm trying to look at the positives.
Right.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, folks.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.